When you get to the top 50 in Fleet Arena every day, you lock in, you get 50 crystals every day. Crystals are the most important. If you can do anything to get this game to advance your roster, crystals will do it more than anything. Top 20 is 100, top 10 is 200, 5, and top 5 through top 1 is 300 to 400 crystals every day. That's what we're talking about succeeding in Fleet Arena. I should have explained that up front. Nooch too dumb. Where are we here? Well, Laser Brain? Yes.
I don't know where you get your delusions, Laser Brain.
Well, greetings and hello there, everybody. It's me, your beloved Star Wars dad, Nooch Too Good, here with the most recent problem, and it's been going on since October for free-to-play players in Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes, and that is Fleet Arena. How can you manage Fleet Arena when everybody around you is buying Lightspeed bundles? You can see it below me, you can see it above me, everybody around me. All these people have purchased, looks like Finalizer Lightspeed bundles, and even when I go through the ranks of the game, there are people, I'm about 8.5 months into this game, but there are people here at the top that have Executor already, and all the way through. And then you get people here like the Dark Lord, who's using the Chimera with ships from not only the Finalizer bundle, but also from the Radis bundle. They're purchasing multiple bundles, and I'm sitting here playing free-to-play, and I ain't got nothing. I'm sitting here with, I literally have just, I'm just flying here solo with just, I got a Gear 12 Bosk, I got a Gear 12 Cad Bane, I got a Relic Boba Fett, because I need him for Jabba. And just for me to mention on this account, this is my Jabba the Hutt free-to-play rush. If you haven't watched this, go jump in there. There'll be a playlist at the end of the video. I'll put it up here. You just look at my channel. We're rushing Jabba the Hutt free-to-play. We're about 36 weeks in of trying to get to Jabba the Hutt as fast as we can. So I'm not even really focused on Fleet Arenas the way that I should be as a new free-to-play player. And we'll talk about more about progress for that as we go along here. But how can you overcome these Lightspeed bundles, and especially a ship like the Houndstooth? When you run into a Houndstooth with a Relic 5 Bosk in there that's fully upgraded, there's almost no way to kill it as a free-to-play player without putting together like super relic fleets and having great ships out there and doing amazing things with your roster. So we'll talk about how to do this before we jump in and talk about some ships you can farm. They're going to help you along the way, and the path you should be taking and how long it takes to get there. I just want to mention, there's no magic bullet. There's no magic wand. I can't wave it out there, give you a little abracadabra, avada. I shouldn't say that. I'm sorry. I apologize. I can't give you a little expecto patronus and have your Patronus show up and boom, you're in the top 10 in Fleet Arena. There's just no way to make it magic happen. There's no one ship you can farm that'll change your fortunes. If you're out there and you just entered Fleet Arena at level, I can't remember, it's level 45 or level 60 or whatever it is, and boom, Lightspeed bundles come out the next day, you're in a world of hurt for a while. But let's talk about some ways to overcome it, and specifically ways to overcome the Houndstooth as you move along. My first suggestion is going to be, as always, I believe that the Geo ships are the best way for a free-to-play player to start. And you see for me that my Geo ships are here, and well, let me sort this differently. Because I got something else to say about Separatist ships, but you know, my Geos, you can see they're all Gear 11, Gear 10, Gear 10. I haven't really upgraded them to Gear 12 or Relic. A Relic Geo fleet is a formidable thing to deal with. And I'm not saying that it's going to beat like an Executor or something, but it's a legit. So if you want to really have some success, I generally recommend gearing up your Geos to Gear 12 to really make them function at their best. And I think everybody should farm Geos at the beginning of the game because they're a great team. They're still, even in Bronzium for me, they get the occasional hold in Grand Arena. How about them? How about them apples? So, but the Geos here are a great early fleet to farm. They do a lot of really good things for you. And I think they're the best and most accessible early fleet to farm, along with the characters Geo Soldier, Spy, and Sunpack that go into them. And again, you can watch me play through this I talk through it in my free-to-play guides. I talk through it in the Rush playlist throughout. So you can watch me do that. But the Geos are a great way to get out there and challenge early in Fleet Arena. Now, the Vulture droid. The Vulture droid could be a gigantic difference maker on your squad. And you can see that I haven't really farmed it. I've got it at 4 stars. If I was playing a free-to-play roster today and really focusing on exactly what I should be doing and trying to stay up in the top 50 of Fleet Arena and eventually try to climb in the top 10 and top 5, I would have farmed the Vulture droid to its completion. I would have gone all the way to a 7-star Vulture droid, because what the Vulture droid can do is it can launch these buzz droids and it can drop them on your enemy, and that does bonus damage whenever Separatists attack it, and then when Separatists attack it, other Separatists assist. and you combine Spy coming on the gate, or you combine Spy with Vulture droid, and you can actually, in the right situation, when the cards play out right, you can defeat a Houndstooth. You can kill anything else will just die. Just automatically die, but you got to get through the Houndstooth, and you can beat it with this combo. It's still not a guarantee. It's a tough battle, but if you can get the Buzz droids onto the Houndstooth and hit it with Spy special before it gets a turn, because when it gets a turn, it cleanses all its debuffs, you got a chance of really getting through Houndstooth there and making a difference. So I'm going to recommend farming the Vulture droid early and often. Get it to 7 stars on your roster as a free-to-play player. Now, we all know that a 7-star ship farm is a 6-month farm, especially free-to-play when you're not refreshing nodes. So it's going to take you some time to get there, but the Vulture droid's a big piece. Now, let's talk about another piece of this as we go along. When you farm the Vulture droid, you can see right here, it's pretty easy, 4D hard light side. You'll get there pretty quickly. Iden Versio is going to be farmed as well. So you're going to have a 7-star Iden Versio. Again, I let this go early. I'm just trying to get to Jabba and get my fastest path to Jabba, and this just wasn't the way to do it for me. But if I was doing a free-to-play account today, I would go ahead and farm it to 7 stars. I'd have Iden Versio at 7 stars then, and I would really work hard on finding my way to the TIE Defender. You know, if I've got Iden Versio at 7 stars, and I can get her to gear 12, at least at gear 12, and I can farm a TIE Defender, which I don't even know if I have this node. Yeah, I have the node 3B hard bet. You can get the fleet. You can get this open. You farm that TIE Defender, and you're using the Executrix, because we all know the Executrix is the best fleet early on. And I'm not going to tell you why. Again, I've talked about this ad nauseum. At level 78, you got to get shipping building materials. You get Zetas. Okay, go watch my level 78 videos. I got those out there too. Anyway, go farm the TIE Defender, man. When the TIE Defender comes in as a reinforcement, it does nasty, nasty, nasty things. And I'm just going to recommend TIE Defender there. We just look at it as a reinforcement when it enters the battle. It gains special forces, it gains foresight, it gains all Empire ships. There are not going to be any other Empire ships in there. So it's just a great ship. When it comes out, it's just going to do really awesome things for you. So I'm going to recommend, in addition to the Geos, farming the Vulture droid and the TIE Defender, because they go together, because you're already farming Iden Versio. Then you can get up some Imperial Troopers to go with Iden Versio, get them all to like gear 11, gear 12. That's it's a more than solid Grand Arena team, and a lot of people will not get through that down in Carbonite and then into Bronzium. You're going to find a lot of people not being able to get through Iden Versio and Grand Arena too. So that's what I'm going to say there. Along the way, by the way, and I say this all the time, as a free-to-play player, you have to farm TIE Bomber from day 1. You got to farm it all the way to 7 stars. As a free-to-play player in Star Wars Galaxy Heroes, I really believe the way the game is structured right now, you're going to be farming mostly ships, because you got to get to the top of Fleet Arena, and you've got to work on getting yourself to an Executor. You've got to get that Executor as fast as possible. I think I just showed you this. I don't even remember now. I'm losing track of my video. But at the top of my Fleet Arena, about 8.5 months in, it's all Executors. It's one 7-star Executor. Everybody else is a 5-star Executor. You've got to farm the Executor and get the Executor unlocked as fast as possible. The other thing I've shown on my free-to-play account is that you can save up crystals for 2 or 3 months and really hoard crystals, and you can get that Executor to 7 stars within 2 to 3 months of unlocking it, and it really is worth it. Because, guys and girls, I guess I didn't explain this, and I should explain it, but we talk about it a lot. When you get to the top 50 in Fleet Arena every day, and you lock in, you get 50 crystals every day. Crystals are the most important. If you can do anything to get this game to advance your roster, crystals will do it more than anything. Top 20 is 100, top 10 is 200, 5, and top 5 through top 1 is 300 to 400 crystals every day. That's what we're talking about, succeeding in Fleet Arena. I should have explained that up front. Nooch too dumb. Where are we here? Well, Laser Brain? Yes.
I don't know where you get your delusions, Laser Brain.
Thank you, Princess Leia. So, yeah, you got to get to the top 10. What I'll do is I'll clip that off and put it at the beginning of the video so everybody sees it. Okay, thank you. The magic of editing. So, you got to be farming toward Executor. Now, another little note here, and I didn't make the note. As you're farming toward Executor, the fleet that gets you there for Executor, your Bounty Hunters, your Houndstooth, your Xanadu Blood, your IG-2000, your Razor Crest, that becomes usable with other fleets. Let me see if I should have made a note, and I didn't look here. We can see it right here. Right here. Right. It was that easy. It's just that easy. I say it, and it's true. I don't say things that are not true. I say things that are dumb sometimes. I say things that are wrong, and I do these journeys incorrectly from time to time, but I don't say things that are untrue on purpose. This is true. To get to the Executor, and this person is working on Executor, you would farm the Houndstooth, you would farm Cad Bane's Xanadu Blood, you would farm the Razor Crest. They've got the Razor Crest at 6 stars. I'll show you that in a minute. But when you get this fleet up here, you can use it with another capital ship like Home One or the Executrix, and it can actually, and maybe even Chimera if you get Chimera along the way, it can actually be a very effective fleet for you. You know, you can climb up in Fleet Arena to the top 10 here this person is showing against a bunch of Executors with the ships that you're going to eventually use for the Executor, these Bounty Hunter ships. So that's the other piece I want to say is these Bounty Hunter ships and the Razor Crest are really important. And I really do believe that the first big farm you do, the first big giant journey you do in the game should be the Executor. And because you just see it right here. It's all Executors at the top there. Now, if you left 5 years ago and came back now, it's a lot tougher. There's Leviathans up there, but probably still the Executor is going to be a big benefit for you in Fleet Arena, and it's for sure where you are in Grand Arena. So I still think the Executor, and it's the easiest one to farm. Easiest, it's still difficult, but I just still think Executor is the way to go. Let's talk about that a little bit. How long is it going to take you to get Executor? And I'm going to show you some of my history here in the game. If I go back to week 31, this is my free-to-play farming. I've been tracking this. I got these graphics up in my Discord, and eventually I'll publish like a full, week 1 through week 52, or however many weeks it takes me to get Java. We'll track the whole thing from top to bottom. You can see right here at week 29, I had 330 Razor Crest shards. That equates to a 7-star Razor Crest. I didn't farm Beskar Mando. You should be farming Beskar Mando. That means you need the Mandalorian, you need Cara Dune, you need Grief Karga, IG-11, and Queel. Get them to 7 stars. And by the way, Queel is going to be farmed along with the TIE Bomber too, so there you go. He's on the same node. So get them to 7 stars. Go get your Beskar Mando. And when you get to around this time, it's not exact because Razor Crest pops up in the Fleet Arena store. And let's go over to the Fleet Arena store just so I can show you that. You may not see it in there right now. I'll come back to this in a second. In the Fleet Arena store, right where that Resistance X-Wing is up there in the top right, you're going to see a Razor Crest in there 2, 3, 4 times a week. If you refresh this every time you check it, you're going to get it multiple times a week. So that by week 29, and it's 4 shards every time, by week 29, you can have a 7-star Razor Crest in your roster. And Razor Crest is a giant difference maker against these big fleets. It really, really is. Not only that, it gets you on your way toward Executor as well, but it marks enemies, it can attack, it ignores taunt. It just does a lot of great things. So the Razor Crest is a great ship to have. You can also see there at week 29, I got my 7-star Bosk, which is important because what I had to do then was I had to go finish off my Houndstooth, which I finished off here at week 34. And then at week 35, I finished my IG-2000. And week 36, I finished my Xanadu Blood. Now, if I was playing the game here and really doing the Executor farm, I would be in pretty good shape right now at week 36 to have the Executor right around the corner. And I'd be playing, for sure, I'd be able to get in the top 10 or top 15, 20, top 20 for sure, of my Fleet Arena with my Executrix and these ships that go along with that. If you look at my roster right now, where is my roster? So for, let's look at the Executor farm. We'll go look at that first. So for the Executor farm, yes, you gotta have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 characters Relic up to Relic 5, between Relic 5 and 8, okay? 7 characters between Relic 5 and 8. Well, on my roster, I have more than 7 characters Relic right now. I've got 5, 9, 12 characters Relic right now. If I had really if my energy was changed and I wasn't on Java and I was on Executor instead, I would probably be very, very close. Right now, you can see I've got Han Solo at Relic 7. You need 2 characters at Relic 8, Piet and Boba Fett to get this done. I would be getting pretty close to this thing if I had farmed Executor here at 36 weeks that I'm at. So 9 to 10 months, somewhere in that range, you can farm Executor free to play. And you can do better than I am because I'm managing 3 accounts and I'm making video and content and I miss refreshes and extra energy. Honestly, I'm sorry to say this, all the time. I miss my extra energy refreshes. I'll be streaming and I'll go right through it. I'm like, I missed my Java account noon refresh for an extra 40 regular energy and extra 40 ship energy. Hey, that adds up over time. You do that 10, 11, 12 times. That's 400 to 480 energy on each of those. That's a lot. Anyway, I digress. So I do think that around that 36-week time period, when you get the Xanadu Blood unlocked, when you get the IG-2000, when you have Razor Crest, you can also farm Bam, Beskar Mando along the way. And you're going to need to, by the way, you're going to need you don't need Xanadu Blood and Cad Bane, Relic. You don't need them at all to unlock Executor, but you got to farm them. You got to get them done. And I've got them at Gear 12, actually. If you go down here, my Bosk is Gear 12. My Cad Bane is Gear 12. I'm trying to stay in the top 50 of Fleet Arena. I just get myself some crystals every day. And it's a big, big challenge with my roster here right now. Hey, if I had a Vulture droid and a TIE Defender, I think it'd be a lot easier for me to get this done. So I know it would be. It'd be a lot easier. So these are my tips, guys. Again, I don't have a magic button you can push. There's no one ship you can farm that's going to completely change up how you succeed in Fleet Arena as a free-to-play player with Lightspeed bundles popping all around you, because it is challenging, it is frustrating, it is tough, it is rough. But if you farm these ships, you get the Geos, you get the Vulture droid, you get while you're doing that, you get Night Adversity Shards, you get the TIE Defender, and while you're farming all that, you're farming the TIE Bomber, you're farming the Razor Crest, you're getting all your Bounty Hunter ships, getting your characters, you're working your characters up to the Relic levels for Executor, till you get the Executor, then you hoard crystals, and you get that Executor to 7 stars within 2 to 3 months you just save all your crystals. You don't do any refreshes. You do like no refreshes for 2 to 3 months. And I'm not kidding. I'm dead serious. And that, as a free-to-play player, will get you that 7-star Executor, and boom, you're competing in Fleet Arena to get 400 crystals a day. And that's how you compete in Fleet Arena as a free-to-play player in 2024 with all the Lightspeed bundles around you. I hope you have a great day. Let me know what you're doing to complete in Fleet Arena. Maybe you've got something. Oh, by the way, a separate note. Look up these people that are in your Fleet Arena at the top, and for example, Elzer Glingo here. And by the way, I messed this up. I'll put the blooper reel after the credits. Go watch that. Have some fun. I didn't look up this up beforehand, and I just searched like 7 of these guys to try to find. Anyway, I found Elzer Glingo. So what I did was I searched swgoh.gg, Elzer Glingo. There he is. He's number 2 right now in my Fleet Arena shard. And if I pull it up here, it pulls up a search, the Sons of Kenobi 50 members, and look, his name is in there, Elzer Glingo, his name is in there. So I go and click on the Sons of Kenobi, I scroll down till I find Elzer Glingo, calling Elzer Glingo, please. And here he is right here. We're going to click on him, and here is his ally code. So what you can do then is you can go out into the game, and you can reach out and try to make Elzer Glingo your friend at the top of your whatever. Look up, make them your friend, try to ally them. He's in your Fleet Arena, and ask, hey, is there a Fleet Arena shard out there on Discord that you guys are in? And they'll say, yes, there is. I'm at number 2, so I know there's a Fleet Arena shard on Discord. Come on in. We'll talk to you. We'll plan around you. We'll try and clear the path for you to get your MAC crystals. At the top of every Fleet Arena, the people are communicating on Discord to work together to make sure each of them can hit their max payout at their payout time. They're not interfering with each other, not to start disturbing each other. So go find your Fleet Arena by looking up these people on swgoh.gg. And that's your last tip of the day. We're climbing to the top of Fleet Arena. I hope you have a great day. I will definitely talk to you soon. Let me know how this has helped you, or any tips I'm missing. I'd love to hear from you guys too. You're smarter than I am. Always remember, after liking and subscribing, Nuke's too good. And then go look them up. So let's find somebody that's a little bit more. I should have mentioned this earlier. So if I look at Triger here, so I'm going to go to swgoh.gg. Let's go. I got to work around it. swgoh.gg Triger. That's a simple search I put. Oh, you can't see it. Make that smaller here. So I just do a search here for swgoh.gg Triger. That's his name. It's a unique name, and let's go ahead and search that. No hair trigger. Maybe this person isn't on swgoh.gg. Well, I should have Taznik. How about Taznik? Let's find Taznik. Taronic, Taz. I'm failing you right now. Anam. I'm trying to find these guys in my Fleet Arena right now. If I pull this off here, Anam. So, and by the way, if you're gonna do this, this is the way you're gonna do it. Anam's profile. Not a uppercase N. do a little homework and try to find these guys on swgoh.gg. Let me go look at that Anon. Is that my guy? No, it's not. El Zerglingo. Okay. I should have done the research before I started the video. I'm probably going to skip over a bunch of stuff, but let's look it up here. So